Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video where we'll be talking about note values. Let's go ahead and start with the whole note. You can remember that a whole note is a whole note because it looks like a whole. It's just a circle, an empty circle. The whole note gets 4 beats. And if we write the counts in, we'll just write 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to hold for the whole 4 beats. If we play it on my piano here, it'll sound like this. Here's the beat. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I'll play another whole note. We'll play 2 in a row. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all you have to do is count to 4. Very easy. Let's move on to the half note. So we've got our circle from before for our whole note, but now we've just added a stick to it. The more things we add, the shorter our notes are going to get. So now, since we've added that stick, we've gone from 4 to 2 beats. If we write in our counts, we would go 1, 2, and we're only going to hold for 2. If there was another half note, we would add this in as 3, 4. Here's what that would sound like. Here's the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 beats. So now let's take our half note. We've got our circle plus our stick, and now we're going to color it in. And now we've gone from 2 beats to only 1 beat. So our quarter note only gets 1 count. If there were more, the next one would be 2, beat 2. The next one would be 3, and the next one would be beat 4. Let's see what that sounds like. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we did it on just one note, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 1 per click, 1 for beat. Moving on, we've got our 8th note. So we went from the whole note to the half note to the quarter note, and now we've added a flag. We've added a tail, and now we're down from 1 beat to only half a beat. You can also think of it as there being 2 notes per beat. So this is just 1/8 note, but a lot of times, they come paired in groups of 2. And when we have that, they look like this. They're connected at the top. And we count this as 1 and. If there were more, the next pair would be 2 and. The next pair would follow the same pattern, and it would be 3 and you guessed it, the next one would be 4 and, for however many there are in the measure. Let's see what this sounds like. Here we go. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. If we're doing it on one note, it sounds like this. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So we can fit 2 eighth notes per beat. Let's go on to our final note, which is the 16th note. So we've gone from whole note to half note to quarter note filled in, 1 flag for the 8th note, and now 2 flags for the 16th note. The 16th note is only a quarter of a beat. Or in other words, we can fit 4 notes per beat. Here's what 1/16 note looks like, but a lot of times they come in groups of 4. And here's what that looks like. We've got the sticks, we connect them. If you stopped here with one line across, that would be 1/8 notes. But we want 16th notes, so we'll make sure to draw a second line at the top. We're gonna count these as 1E and A. If we had more 16th notes, the next group would follow the same pattern, and this would be 2E and A. Can you guess what the third group would be? If you said it would be the same pattern, you are correct. 3E and A. And the last group that we're gonna do is the same pattern, 4E and A. 4E and A. These are gonna be our fastest notes. Here we go. Wish me luck. 1E and A, 2E and A, 3E and A, 4E and A. Ooh, and all on one note sounds like this. 1E and A, 2E and A, 3E and A, 4E and A. Those go pretty fast. 4 per beat. We can go even faster notes. We can do even faster ones if we keep adding flags. So if we add another one, that would be 32nd notes. Add another one, 64th notes, and you can just keep going and going and get faster and faster. But we're gonna stop at 16th notes. So here are all of our notes that we talked about. Woo, there we go. And now we're gonna talk about the rests. So first is the whole rest, and just like the whole note, it gets 4 beats. But this time it's 4 beats of silence. A good way to remember whole rest is that it looks like a hole in the ground. So if a person was walking here, this would be a hole in the ground. Whole equals whole rest. I don't think we need to practice that one. All you have to do is count to 4. So let's go on to the half rest. Just like the half note, it gets 2 beats, but 2 beats of silence. A good way to remember this one is, it looks like a hat. So a hat equals half. Here's our nice little top hat, and a very happy person wearing the hat. So all you have to do is count to 2, and that's your half rest. Quarter rest, I don't have a cool picture to give you. You just kind of have to remember that it's the lightning bolt. But the quarter rest, same as the quarter note, gets 1 beat. But since it's a rest, it's a beat of silence. And there we go. So those are our 3 rests that we're going to talk about. There are more rests. There's an 8th rest and a 16th rest too, but we'll cover those in a later video. If you were wondering where we got the names for all of our notes, you can figure that out from this picture here. The whole note is 1 because 1 is a whole. You can see that there are 2 half notes, so that's where we get half from. Each half note is a half of the whole, 1 out of 2. If we go down, you can see now each quarter note is 1 out of 4, 1/4, or a quarter of the whole. We'll keep going down to the 8th notes, see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like you would expect. Each note is 1/8 of the whole, so 8th notes. And we'll keep going down to 16th notes. I'm not gonna draw all of them, but trust me, there are 16. So each note is 1 out of 16 that fit in the whole note. So 1/16 or 16th notes. And there you go. That's how they got their names. So here's our whole picture of stuff we talked about. Feel free to take a screenshot if you'd like. And if you have any questions, feel free to type them in a comment or ask us in class. See you next time.